Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we have, I do believe this is, oh no, I've lost track. Is this game 2 or 3 against the Mets? I think it's only the second game against the Mets. No, this is game 3. Yeah, this is game 3 against the Mets. We had the bench guys and the AAA guys, and now we've got the regular guys in today. Sorry, my daughter came in to ask for help with a math assignment. Not that I'm a math guy, but I can still handle the 5th grade math. We'll see what happens once she gets to middle school. Alright, Hankins on the mound today. I don't believe that we actually drafted Hankins. I have to going back in memory a little bit, but I am pretty sure that he started off with the Portland Orcas, and I think even spent a decent amount of time. I'll help you after this. A decent amount of time on the major league roster, and I think he came to us. I am pretty sure when, if you might possibly remember, Chris Iannetta spent some time here on the AAA roster, and I think we traded him to Portland. I think Hankins came back as part of that trade. So Hankins is maybe not quite your typical AAA pitcher. Maybe should have had him pitching yesterday, but I was trying to keep the left-right thing going as best as I could. So to get back into this game, the Mets did get a hit, but no runs. Kester is going to lead things off today. Mets looks like the same lineup they've had the last couple days. John Lackey on the mound. Don't think we saw him when we played in New York. Could be wrong about that, though. First pitch is called a strike. Line drive into left field, and that will be a leadoff single, and that will bring Marvin to the plate. Marvin is going to bat left-handed, and the first pitch up by his head. Lackey may be sending a bit of a message there, or maybe it just slipped, who knows. Marvin fouls that ball off, just barely foul down the left field line, makes it a 1-1 count. There's a called strike, makes it 1-2. Hits this one to Delgado. Took him away from the bag, so he got stumbling all over my words here. My apologies. Delgado had to go away from the bag, so his throw went to second base. There was a return throw, but it wasn't in time. Not exactly a tongue twister. Sorry about that. So Marvin then steals second base. Chief has a 3-0 count at the plate. Looks at a strike, makes it 3-1. Hits this one right to Bittner. Marvin has to retreat to second. Throw goes to first. 2 away. Terry at the plate. First pitch up and in. That changeup is down and out. 2-0. There's a called strike. Hit just foul down the third base line. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on second. Popped right up at the plate. Buck, standing over by the right-hander's batter's box, makes the catch. The Squirrels, I would say, with a threat, but can't cash in, so we're scoreless going into the second, where Jeff Jenkins will lead things off.
Number 10, Jeff Jenkins, right fielder.
Hankins starts him off with a strike. And a ground ball to first. Terry steps on the base. 1 out. John Buck at the plate. Pitch down and in. There's a called strike. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away, Luis Castillo to the plate. And he hits the first pitch right to Kester, and that will end the top of the inning. No scores, we go to the bottom of the second. Frank to lead things off for the Squirrels. First pitch to Frank is called a strike. Hits this one a long way. It is the deepest part of the field. Off the tall wall out there. That definitely would have been a home run any other park. Sometimes it's debatable. That one wasn't. Even a normal-sized wall, that one would have been a home run. But instead, he has to settle for a leadoff double. Tom, wrong T name, has a 2-1 count now after that last pitch. Looks at strike 2. They've had a couple hittable ones, but he's not offered it anything yet. That one misses inside. We've got a full count. And there's a called strike 3. 6 pitches and didn't swing at any of them. I don't know what to tell you. So that'll bring Zach to the plate, and he looks at strike 1. I don't know why we've suddenly gotten shy about swinging the bat. Finally, Zach does, though he comes up empty. Hits this one into center field. Castillo going back, and he makes the grab. Thought it might have been a little bit deeper into center off the bat, but it was pretty shallow. So 2 outs, a runner still on second for Joey. And he has a 1-1 count. There's a called strike, makes it 1-2. That fastball too high, Joey lays off. That one's outside. We got a full count with 2 outs. Runner on second, though, so he stays put. Joey swings and misses. A leadoff double, nearly home run, and the Squirrels can't do anything with it. We're still scoreless as we go to the third, where Bittner will lead off. Hankins will start him off with a fastball for a strike over the outside corner. Ground ball to second. Kester takes care of that. 1 away. Lackey at the plate. He will look at strike 1. Hits this one just foul down the left field line. Nearly a hit for the pitcher. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down, perfect S at the plate. 2 strikeouts for Hankins the first time through the Mets lineup. Perfect S, not one of them. Though he has an 0-2 count here. This pitch goes a bit outside. Is not chased. High fastball. That one does get a chase from perfect S, and that will be strike 3. We go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Hankins due up to lead off. Hankins, his first major league at bat this year. Looks at strike 1. Looks at a ball down in the dirt. Hits this one right to short. Perfect S takes care of that. 1 away. Back to the top of the order. 2 strikeouts for Lackey, the first time through the Squirrels order. Kester got a base hit in his first at bat. I think he got thrown out at second as part of a near double play when Marvin hit a ground ball. Has a 2-1 count in this at bat. Swings and misses to make it 2-2. Grounds this one to perfect S, a little bit in the hole, but nothing to really write home about. Marvin is the one that hit the ground ball to Delgado, but he ended up at first, and he ended up stealing second, but couldn't advance any further. Has an 0-2 count in this at-bat. Hits the ground ball again to short. Perfect S busy over there, but he makes all the plays. So we'll move into the 4th inning, still scoreless, and Angel Pagan will lead things off for New York.
Number 16, Angel Pagan.
Pagan ground out in his first at-bat. Watches that curveball hit the dirt. Swings and misses at a slider. Swings and misses at a curveball. 1-2. Ground ball, foul down the third base side. Ground ball, this will be right over first, but not hard enough to be a hit. Terry picks it up and steps on first. Vernon Wells got, I think, the only Mets hit to this point. Now he's got 2 Mets hits. That brings Carlos Delgado to the plate. 1 on with 1 out. Swings and misses at a slider, tailing away. Throws a similar slider and gets another swing and a miss. Goes back to it, but this time Delgado lays off. Swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 3. 2 away, runner on first for Jeff Jenkins. That first pitch is outside. There's a called strike. That fastball a bit high. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss to make it 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hankins out of the inning. Yeah, Vernon Wells with both Mets hits today, getting no help in the lineup around him, though the Squirrels only have 2 hits themselves. Chief will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. Chief, a pretty similar ground ball, but this time Perfect S airmails the throw, and that's going to let Chief run down to second base. Mark that down, E6, and the Squirrels already with the runner in scoring position. Terry popped foul right at the plate in his last at-bat. Puts this one at least into center. Up there for a long time, and Vernon Wells able to make the catch. Frank very, very nearly homer to the deepest part of, I think, any Major League park. So he had to settle for a leadoff double, but nobody could get a hit behind him. Has a 1-2 count in this at-bat with the runner on second. Make it 2-2 now. Hits this one, but that's not going to get the job done. Lackey's going to make the catch himself in front of the mound. Chief still waiting on second. Tom struck out looking. He looked at 6 pitches and swung at none of them. That's actually the first swing he's had of the game, and he comes up empty. That curveball misses inside. Hits this one. That'll be a base hit into left center. Chief will score as that rolls back to that deep wall. Tom is going to stand on second with an RBI double, and the Squirrels with a 1-0 lead. Zach at the plate with 2 outs. Still a runner out there. First pitch is called a strike over the outside corner, and then a swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mets out of the inning, but the Squirrels get the first run of the game. We move on to the 5th, where John Buck will lead things off for the Mets.
Number 14, John Buck.
Buck struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Luis Castillo hit a liner to second, I'm pretty sure, in his first at-bat. First pitch is down in the dirt. The second one a curveball that gets a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss again makes it 1-2. Might have chased that one a little bit. Hits this one, and that's going to be the first non-Vernon Wells hit of the day for New York. 1 on, 1 out. Bittner at the plate. Can't remember. I missed his little flag. I don't know if he ground out or lined out, but pretty non-threatening out either way, if I do recall. He'll strike out swinging in this at-bat, and that'll bring Lackey to the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat. Swings and misses at the first pitch here. Another swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So we'll go on to the bottom of the 5th. Squirrels still ahead 1-0, and Joey will lead things off.
Number 20.
Feel like to make Lackey feel better that a 1 run was unearned Chiefs scored it after actually reached second, thanks to a throwing error by Perfect S. Joey with the 1-1 count in this at-bat. Pops this one foul. Delgado chasing, but he's not going to make it there. 1-2. Line drive that does not stay fair. Lackey tries again. Broken bat, and it's going to hook foul. So Joey will get some new lumber. And swing and miss for strike 3. Hankins ground out to short in his first at bat. He's got one more chance to get that first major league hit of the year. As he looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I guess that was pretty predictable. Kester in the box. He's 1-2, 1-4-2, I should say, on the day. He has a 1-1 count to start this at bat. This is line foul. Lackey winds and throws a curveball in the dirt to make it a 2-2 count. A better fastball. Kester takes it for strike 3, and that will end the 5th inning. Squirrels still ahead 1-0 as we move into the 6th inning. The Mets will be back at the top of their lineup. Perfect S is 0-2 so far today. This looks like a base hit, and it sure is, right over Kester's head and into right field. Leadoff single brings Angel Pagan to the plate. He has ground out in both at-bats so far today. Looks at strike 1 there. Then a ground ball, but it's foul down the third base side. 0-2. That fastball doesn't get Pagan to chase. That one's a strike anyway, so that's the first out of the inning. Vernon Wells, 2 for 2. So he's done well, even if the rest of the Mets haven't done much of anything. Well, I guess now he has half their hits instead of all of them, so that's progress. Has a 1-2 count in this at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. Carlos Delgado has ground out and struck out so far today. Looks at strike 1. And that fastball too low. I think Hankins wanted that call. He is up to 10 strikeouts on the day after getting off to a little bit of a slow start in that department. He's kind of found his footing as the game has gone on. Gets a ground ball out of Delgado right back to Hankins, which he will grab and throw to first in plenty of time. 1-0 Squirrels as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and they will start off with Marvin at the plate. He's put the ball on the ground both times today. Neither one for a hit, I might add. But he did reach base to steal second in his first at-bat. Hits this one into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Will he try to make it 2? There he goes. And he is in there. The throw was offline. I think he would have beaten it anyway. But especially the offline throw, there was really no prayer for the Mets there. So that will bring Chief to the plate with a runner on second and nobody out. First pitch is called a strike. Second pitch is swung on and missed. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, Terry at the plate. He gets a line drive, but Perfect S makes a very good play, and Marvin was already off to the races. He was doubled off fairly easily. So the teams both with 4 hits, but the Squirrels with a run thanks to the 1 error of the game. When we go into the 7th, we're going to go get McNichol. Come pitch right now. The plan is for 1 inning.
Your attention, please. Now comes on the pitch for Indianapolis, number 87, McNichol.
Jenkins 0 for 2. McNichol starts him off with the fastball, but it misses inside. Swing and a miss makes it 1-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Popped up, McNichol's going to take it himself just over to the first base side of the mound, and he does make the catch. One down for John Buck, who has struck out in both at-bats today. Starts off this at-bat with a swing and a miss. He doesn't chase that sailed fastball. This one is a bit inside. It's 2-1. Hits the curveball, and Tom is going to be the one to grab it and go to first with it. 2 away. Luis Castillo got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at strike one here, doesn't like the call, and I don't necessarily blame him. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. Does not chase that palm ball. Goes with the curve. He does chase that one, and that will bring us to the 7th inning stretch. Squirrels still lead 1-0, and Frank will start off the next inning. All right, Frank at the plate. I still really wish he would have gotten that homer earlier. Got robbed by the ballpark. And I should also note, I've said it for the past couple days, I don't know when I'm going to stop saying it, but during the month of September, no more double switches because we're already rotating the lineup in enough as it is. Frank struck out. Tom has a 1-1 count. Tom also has the, I think he still gets credit for an RBI, even if it's an unearned run. Hits this one into left center, but has some more air under it. Pagan will make the catch. So that will bring Zach to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Line drive pulled foul. Lackey's starting to wipe his brow. And that changeup too high, 1-1. Line drive, that'll get through the left side of the infield for a base hit. 1 on with 2 outs for Joey. He's struck out in both at-bats so far today. Watches that changeup bounce in. This one's too far outside. It's 2-0. Swing and a miss. It's getting to the point where the fastball looks a lot like the changeup. Lackey running out of gas, but he's got Joey at a 2-2 count. That's fouled away. We'll try it again. Joey with the base hit into left field. That will put runners on first and second. The Mets will go to their bullpen now and find Mike McDougal. I feel like we have seen him quite a bit in our games against the Mets anyway. All right, who do we want to pinch hit? I feel like I should get one of the AAA guys. Whiteman hasn't gotten a hit yet, and he's one that is actually a threat to put the ball out of the park, so we'll give him a shot. Two on, 2 outs. First pitch is a strike. Hits this one towards the middle. McDougal's able to field it himself, and that will end the inning. We go into the 8th, still a 1-0 Squirrels lead. 8-9-1 coming up for the Mets. Though they will not do it against McNichol. We'll actually go get Hermida in here. Feels like it's actually been a little bit since we've had a save opportunity. We lost against the Braves. The first game against the Mets was a bit of a blowout, and yesterday was a walk-off win in the 10th, I think, if I remember right. So I feel like we haven't seen Hermida or Shibuya in a bit. Bittner has an 0-2 count. He will pop this foul. Tom should have it over by the on-deck batter, and he does. Here, Mike McDougal's going to get a chance to hit, which I know he just came in the game, but still a bit surprising they're not trying somebody who might be able to hit a home run. McDougal has a 2-1 count. Ground ball to first. Terry has to go away from first, but he does get back in plenty of time. 2 away, perfect S. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the Mets' half of the 8th. Just don't need that controller yet. Put that back down. Kester's going to lead things off for the Squirrels. They still lead 1-0 as we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. McDougal does stay out there, which you imagine he would after he got a chance to bat. Kester, I do believe 1 for 3 on the day. Takes a strike, hits this one, a ground ball to second. Castillo takes care of that. 1 down, Marvin got a double in his last at bat. Nobody could drive him in, however. Hits this one through the right side of the infield, just out of Delgado's reach. A 1-out single brings Chief to the plate. He's 0 for 3, but he scored the only run of the game so far. He reached on a throwing error from Perfect S, and that put him on second. And then Tom drove him in. There's a clean hit into center field. Marvin on his way to third. Wells had a hard time trying to cut that off, and Marvin's going to try to take advantage, and he will score from first base. Chief adds to his doubles record. You'll have to go back one of those games against the Braves and read the recap. I put the whatever number he was at the time in there and described the whole history of the MLB doubles record. But he does have it legitimately now. I think the game actually gave it to him early, but he holds it legit now. Terry has a 2-2 count. Pops this one up, Buck giving chase, and he will make the catch. Good play by John Buck. Frank at the plate's had a good day up there. Looks at strike 1 right down the middle, though. Swings and misses at a sinker. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll go into the 9th inning. The Squirrels do get an insurance run to give them a 2-0 lead. And Angel Pagan will start things off for the Mets. We will go get Shibuya momentarily. Here we go.
Your attention, please. Now coming on to pitch for Indianapolis, number 13, Shibuya.
All right, Pagan is 0 for 3 so far. Looks at strike 1. This one a bit high. High again, it's 2-1. Ground ball, a high hop to first. Terry grabs it and steps on the bag. 1 away. Vernon Wells is 2 for 3, though he did strike out in his last at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. Hits this one to first. It does stay fair. Terry again grabs it and steps on the bag. It's up to Carlos Delgado, who is hitless today. Looks at strike 1. This one just misses outside. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2. Delgado does not chase that one. It's a 2-2 count. Shibuya fires in a fastball that gets flown into center field. Marvin waiting on it, and that is your ball game. Final score today, New York Mets 0, Indianapolis Squirrels 2. May I say that time off might have been good for Shibuya. That is the best he has looked in a while. Which is, nice to see with the playoffs starting to come into view. Wonder if we'll see the actual throwing error here. Nope, just going to get right to the RBI. Which obviously somebody had to hit Chief in. That was obviously a very big play, but the game really all turned on one bad throw. Might be the throw that keeps the Mets out of the playoffs. See what the Phillies did today. It was a one-game lead for the Phillies coming into today. Tom's going to get to be your player of the game for that RBI. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, feel very free. Shoot, I looked at the schedule yesterday, didn't look at it today, and I don't remember who we play. I feel like we're at home, but I guess it'll be a surprise to both of us when we get to the game tomorrow. We'll see you then.